fate of the universe on the line. I want Iguodala.
Kevin Durant. You know who I am.
Curry, way downtown. Bang! Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. Is this the dagger?
Kyrie drama for the floundering Nets to add to the already disappearing bets. Warriors and Lakers join the sink as familiar teams are the ones who stink. As we travel further away on the hashtag Balls of NBA podcast, your favorite NBA podcast in an Indian accent, we are back with episode 9 of season 6. And if this is your first time, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and follow us wherever you listen to your podcasts at. We talk NBA every week and every day. So go ahead and follow us on all the social platforms as well. In the association this week, Kyrie Irving abandoned all sense and outed himself as a crazy person. Kawhi Leonard applied new rules to the load management techniques he's perfected. And Klay Thompson utilized every last inch of the superstar treatment meted out to the Warriors. Speaking of K's, I've got with me, as always, someone from the beautiful banks of the Kaveri, someone who is always doing okay, and someone who, unlike a piece of calcium, is very unreactive. My co-host, Vineet.
What's up, man? What is the Klay? What's the Klay Thompson thing? I didn't get it.
If you saw that Sacramento Kings game, like that last shot, they were, I think, down up 2 or something, and that last shot, Klay Thompson pushed, hit the guy on the arm, did everything in front of the referees, and the referees were like, no, this is a very clean basketball play.
But they called it out, right? But did Sacramento win in the end? No, they didn't.
No, they didn't call it out. And when the last 2-minute reports came, that showed that it was a very clear foul, and the ref should have called it. And even sitting behind the NBA League Pass, you could still see that he had his hand on his part. He was hitting his arm. One of those. I think the NBA wanted Warriors to lose 7 games in a row. They were like, 6 is fine. He can't let you lose.
And what is the one before that also? I didn't get it.
The Kawhi Leonard again out, ACL injury, rehab, some issues are there. So he is again back to the bench. Like back to not even the bench, back to the drawing board. Nothing's working out for him. I wonder if there are other examples of, like great players who have not been able to play for long because of injuries, and then, or maybe it's just a modern day phenomenon. I have to do some research on that.
I think not great, but I think this guy was perennially injured, right? What's that tall guy's name?
Bill Walton.
Hakeem.
Ralph Sampson
was perennially injured. And when he used to play, he was like, wow, like this guy's like Wembanyama, So it's like...
Yeah.
And so I think he was somebody that I've read a lot about that, like, was really good.
Yeah.
Always good. Like, could even shoot 3-pointers.
Yeah, exactly.
And just had too much injury. Grant Hill got injured, but he still played. Like, he would play, but he would not play that well.
Grant Hill is one of those what-ifs, like Derek. But Grant Hill, I think, is more like Derrick Rose, where he showed the absolute greatness and then could never really, push through because of this injury list. I think Ralph Sampson is more of the Bill Walton type of things, where it never really took off. Like Bill Walton, Finals MVP, 77, but more time spent off the court than on the court.
You don't have much respect for Bill Walton, I know.
I mean, not as one of the greatest centers of all time, but there's a documentary of the 76-77 Trailblazers, and they went up against the hugely favored Philadelphia 76ers with Darryl Dawkins and, Maurice Cheeks and Dr. J. Yeah, right. Like, and the first play of the finals itself is a pass to Dr. J, who runs and dunks. Like, that's the first play. So it was clearly like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object sort of a game. And they won the first 2 games. But the whole series turned when future Rockets coach Rudy Tomjanovich got punched in the face so hard that a part of his brain came out of his nose. And he was like this guy called Kermit. I forgot his full name. Washington Kermit. A brawl happened on the game. I think either game 1 or game 2, a brawl happened. Rudy Tomjanovich tried to come and, separate them. And from behind this, Kermit Washington comes and one whack to the back of Tom Johnson. He falls down and there's blood on the coat and they have to take him off, and then they took him to the hospital and they realized that head skull fracture is there. So that sort of united the Portland Trailblazers against the Philadelphia 76ers, and they won 4 games continuously after that and won the series. And like nobody could believe that happened because Daryl Dawkins, like,
this has always been my secret thing about the Spurs is I always felt like there's a reason why the Spurs won a lot is because they didn't like fuck around with the other team players. They just kept them out shut. They didn't like no trying to like poke the bear. No trying to get Shaq angry. None of that stuff. Okay, just a
little hip check of Steve Kerr into the sideboards. That's it.
Yeah. But that my point being that like it's not like we all talk about how like LeBron and D Wade like really irked Dirk in the finals, like. By doing the cough thing, like Michael Jordan takes everything as a slide, and like even like Kobe Bryant has talked about it. And I think like the Spurs just don't do anything to like rile the best players. Like they just keep like you never hear like I think the biggest thing was when Tim Duncan said yes we will get this time, like some shit like that. He just said like one sentence, it was like, oh my god, Tim Duncan said we will get that. Do you remember that?
Was it the second year, the 2013-14 one?
Second year.
A year after that, yeah.
And they made such a big deal about it. All he said was, "Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up this time," or something like that. Something that it's like a
normal Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan saying it, he's really serious. Like I just thought it was so funny. But anyways, yeah, these things happen, man. Like these things, like really get the opposition like.
United, like till then, I think nobody gave them a chance.
It's even it's the same thing playing against you also. Like I have no interest in beating you till you start acting like a little bitch, and then I'm just like, okay.
We'll have to wait for you to return to India to take this smack talk onto the streets. So anyway, that Philadelphia story, very true. So you guys, I don't know if that documentary is still there, but like Rudy Tomjanovich almost died. And then he came back as the Rockets coach and won 2 titles, 94, 95. So that's the NBA that that came from and today.
NBA, yeah.
70s NBA, exactly. Like moving on to the 80s NBA. Yeah. Okay, Vineet, we are here for part 2 of our 3-parter. We are going to talk about 2 more divisions. I had a lot of fun last time. I, again, didn't realize that, 30 teams means 30 times that you have to talk about teams and players and what hopes you have and all that. But I had a fun time at least. And I think our fans also, maybe a lot of them don't really talk about a lot of the teams that are there. So this is why we started to do this thing. The 2 divisions that we're going to talk about is on the Eastern Conference is the Southeast Division. And on the Western Conference, it's the Pacific Division. Pacific Division is the division which garners most interest because it has the Lakers and the Warriors. Both of them stink right now, but have the biggest fan bases. Defensive fan bases anyway, so we'll have fun talking about them. Alright, Vineet, we'll start off as always with the Eastern Conference. In the Southeast Division, we've got the Atlanta Hawks, the Washington Wizards, the Miami Heat, the Orlando Magic, and the Charlotte Hornets. Okay, we will talk about the Charlotte Hornets because there's not much talk. We don't have any expectations from the Charlotte Hornets because LaMelo Ball is not playing, so it's not even interesting to watch. Miles Bridges is in jail. Not really in jail, but sort of definitely not on the NBA court. So his hits are not working out. This team, without those two, like there is no scoring, there is no excitement, there is nobody's running around. Terry Rozier is their top scorer, 21.8 points per game. Gordon Hayward doing his thing, 17. Kelly Oubre Jr. is there. This team is, I don't know. There's not a lot of like things that we can talk about. But if LaMelo Ball comes back, do you think that there is going to be a little bit better play from their side? Because like if you look at their assist numbers, Dennis Smith Jr., a person who nobody thought that would be a point guard, is their leading, assist man. So, and Mason Plumlee is there.
Who was not even in the league.
Yes, exactly. Bounced around the league from Mavericks to the Knicks to here and there and now on the Hornets.
But I just, my whole thing is like, why are the Charlotte Hornets so bad all the time? Like,
they were not that bad last time. I think they were there in the play-in tournament.
Yeah, but still, that's like the best I've heard of them for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the owner is the GOAT. But somehow that winning thing has not percolated into the ranks of these teams.
Yeah. I mean, also like I have a vested interest in Charlotte Hornets being good because Isabel lives very close to the Charlotte area,
North Carolina.
So like if I ever go to like Columbia, then the team that I can watch the most is the Charlotte Hornets.
Or whoever is visiting the Charlotte Hornets that week.
Yeah, but still, it's just like, I mean, if you have a good team, it's like fun, And Atlanta is also close. Like, Atlanta is 2.5 hours away, and like Charlotte is an hour and a half away. So, anyway,
okay, we are gonna move on then. We're gonna move on to the next worst team in the NBA right now. Not really that bad because we don't have any expectations. The Orlando Magic.
No, Orlando Magic is a good team. I love Orlando Magic.
What do you like about the Orlando Magic?
Everything. They have amazing players, and the player that I wanted to talk about. I mean, obviously, I want to talk about
Banchero.
I love his name, Banchero. It sounds like an anime song name. Banchero.
I don't know. I think Orlando is probably the like second worst team in this division, according to me, because I don't think the Washington Wizards are that bad, and it's just not. I think because of their records.
I think that when all is said and done, Orlando Magic will have more wins than Washington Wizards.
Oh, that is a bold prediction. But okay, fine. We'll talk about the Orlando Magic and then just assume that based on records, at least right now, I think Orlando Magic not the best team at least. They're 21st in points per game, 28th in assists. There's really nothing. I mean, they're shooting bad. Their 3-point shooting is bad. Their rebounding is bad. Everything is bad. Turnovers are pretty high. I really don't know. I like Jalen Suggs. I like Paulo Banchero. But otherwise, I think I saw the game against the Warriors, which they won. That seemed more like a Warriors sort of flop for me instead of a Magic being great. But what do you think about their team, at least?
The team is amazing. They have a very good team. They have very good players. And they have one of my favorite players of this year who I think has taken a huge step forward in Mr. Bowl. Have you not seen Bobo play nowadays? Man, he's like shooting 3-pointers at a 44% 3-point percentage.
That is not
his field goal percentage is 68%. He's averaging 12 points a game. Bol is doing step backs behind the back, oh my god, you haven't been watching Bol?
No, apparently not. Let me see the numbers on Bol. I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of Paulo Banchero, but apart from that, there's Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter Jr. was played good.
So all these players are really good. All these players together form a good team, and I think they'll figure it out by the end of the series. So Jonathan Isaac is not playing, but good.
No.
Very good player. Jalen Suggs is very good. Paulo Banchero is good. Bol is good. Mobamba is good. Gary Harris is good, but I think he's hurt. My favorite, my main man, Markel Fultz is there. Franz Wagner is very good. Terrence Ross, very good. Cole Anthony, very good. Not very good, but good. So, if you look at the top 7-8 players, they're really good players. They're very young. That's the only problem. But every player is good at their spot. I'm very bullish on Orlando Magic. I feel like Paulo Banchero is gonna take it.
I mean, he's already got 23.5 points per game, along with 8 rebounds and 4 assists.
If he doesn't get injured, I think he'll be Rookie of the Year.
Okay, let's move on to our next team. This is the Washington Wizards. Currently 6 wins and 6 losses, perfectly balanced. 29th in the league in terms of points per game, and otherwise also just pretty bad. But they've got a lot of players who at least I like. I am a huge fan of Kristaps Porzingis, Rui Hachimura, obviously Bradley Beal, and Will Barton is also there from the Denver Nuggets last season. Kyle Kuzma. So I feel that they have got much more talent than what their 6-6 things shows. A team which has Kristaps Porzingis, Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, Rui Hachimura and Will Barton should not be like at the 50% mark. They should be winning more games than they've lost. And it's not even like they've had a really tough schedule, to be very honest.
Okay. You're not wrong. Right? But they had the same team last year also.
No, Porzingis didn't play last year much. See, that's what I'm saying. If you have a team which is Bradley, it's not a bad team. Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, Kristaps Porzingis, Monte Morris, Will Barton, Roy Hachimura is not a bad 7-8 player list to have.
Right.
They don't have.
They're all good and decent.
They're all very good players. Like Bradley Beal is an all-star in the East, like almost, like all-star in the East easily. Kristaps Porzingis, for a long time, he was that unicorn who now Wembanyama is like he could do all those things. He's not developed much of his post skills or anything to get him easy points, which has always been a criticism of his. Like he always goes to the to the 3-point line when instead you could 7'3" guy in the post is a dangerous person to have. But he's not worked on that part of the game. But this team, like Monte Morris, he flourished with Jokic, Will Barton, all those players were used to do that running and do this. But this team should not be 6-6. That's my point that I'm trying to make. We've got the Miami Heat next and the Atlanta Hawks. I think regular season-wise, I think Atlanta Hawks is much more better than the Miami Heat.
I think Miami Heat is better.
Miami Heat right now currently 5 wins and 7 losses. Number 12 in the Eastern Conference. It's a team which has played a lot together. It's not like this is more most of the team is.
Yeah, a lot of these teams that have played a lot, like they sort of know how to pace themselves. They know it's not the wins now, but like the wins that you get like in the last half of the season that will really push you up. So like they're not that far away from being a good team. They go to like a 10-game winning streak or something, which is very possible with the Miami Heat because they're a very good team.
Yeah.
Atlanta Hawks, I feel like they're playing really well. And let's talk about Miami. So you want to talk about Miami or Atlanta?
Miami Heat.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, what is there to talk about Miami? They do what they do. It's the dog mentality, the Miami culture, the Heat culture, as one would say.
You've used the right words. The right hashtags have been used.
My most exciting player on this roster is Nikola Jovic. Have you seen that guy play? Have you seen his highlights?
I've only seen highlights. I've seen
wow, so good. I mean, it's just like he's like Jokic, like he's got that vision heaven there. Tyler Hero is playing good.
Duncan Robinson suddenly has come back and he's playing good. Duncan Robinson last year was an absolute flop from the regular season to the playoffs, but I think this year he's come off. He's done some work. Shit,
Duncan Robinson is 28?
28 years old.
What? Yeah, I thought he was much younger.
Yeah, I thought he was like 24 or something.
Yeah, this is a good team, man. I think they will be better than the Hawks. But the Hawks got some
gloves in the form of DeJounte Murray, the lockdown specialist.
Oh, okay. No, I was talking about Trae Young. But
Trae Young has always been there.
Yeah, but Trae Young is like awesome.
Yeah. Then we'll talk about the best team in this division according to us, the Atlanta Hawks.
According to you.
But you also said, you said Atlanta will also get 50, Miami will also get 50.
Yeah, they both will do.
They got stronger with the addition of DeJounte Murray. Great addition to that team. He's yet to stamp on anyone's foot, but he's doing his own thing as well. Probably the mate that Trae Young needed in close games of the center so that some attention can be taken off of him. Trae Young still doing his thing, still shooting threes, still being the cornerstone of their offense. John Collins is now back from injury. Clint Capella is leading the rebounding efforts. They've got all those, everything almost the same as last year, apart from, getting DeJounte Murray in. They've been playing pretty well. 8-4 is their record as of now. Numbers-wise, they are sort of in the top quartile, top 25% of the league in most statistics. But do you think that this team has gotten better from a playoff perspective or even from a regular season perspective? Last year, they had close to 50 wins. Do you think they can break that barrier this year?
I think they have the potential. I think one of the problems with the Hawks is that their best player is Trae Young. I feel like Trae Young is kind of streaky.
Yeah,
he's not a consistently great player all the time. So when Trae Young goes in this funk, and I feel like it will hurt the Atlanta Hawks. So we have to see how the rest of the team plays when Trey is not playing. Trey is playing phenomenal, really well this time right now. He's like an assist machine, scores at will. It's really good.
Numbers are crazy, but I mean, shooting 3-point shooting is like 30%, which is like below league average, I think. But free throw wise,
that's what I mean by streaky. It's not like Doncic. He's not consistent enough. And then I think it has to do a lot with his size. I think it's easier to guard him.
Yeah, correct. They can just bully him a little bit, which is what the Heat did last year, like in that playoff series.
Yep.
They just bullied the hell out of him.
That's why even though they have potential for 50 wins, I feel like they'll still be like a 45.
We have got 5 more teams to go, which is the Pacific Division in the Western Conference. The teams there are the favorites: Golden State Warriors, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Clippers, the Kings, and the Phoenix Suns. I think Phoenix Suns easily the best team in this thing. The worst team, without any doubt, I think it's the Los Angeles Lakers. Because at least with the Sacramento Kings, I have some hope that they could win by doing something. But the Lakers, I have absolutely no hope. I don't know how they will win any game. Like every time I watch them play, it's more and more disastrous. It's a waste of my morning. And yet I wake up every day just to watch them play. I think I should stop watching them play. Maybe they might end up winning. But we'll start off with the worst team, of course, the Los Angeles Lakers. Vineet, what has been the most disappointing thing for you in this?
I'm not going to brand the Lakers as the worst team of this.
Okay.
I still think the Kings are the worst team at this point.
Mm-hmm. So you want to talk about the Kings first? We can talk about the Kings first.
We can talk about the Kings first. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel unless LeBron is out by injury, I don't see LeBron not taking this team to the playoffs.
You think this team is going to go to the playoffs?
I mean, the play-in and then the playoffs, yeah.
Are you? Oh my God, is this a joke?
Hasn't LeBron done enough for you to not question how good it is?
Last year did not make the thing, right?
He was injured.
He was injured after, I think, realizing that they were not going to make it.
No, he got injured like halfway through.
He wasn't injured No, that's not true. He was there. He was trying to do everything, and then he realized he could not do anything. The Lakers were not going to make it. The Lakers are really bad. It's not about LeBron at all. LeBron deserves that respect that we should turn a blind eye to whatever's happening in Los Angeles right now. But he has not played great. He can't play great right now. I understand that. It's fine. But if he's a player on the roster and he is supposed to be that great player, he has given up on a lot of the plays while I've watched. He's not getting those calls anymore. He's not able to exert his dominance. He was great and all that is fine, but this season he has not done anything which can give me any confidence that he's going to take this team to the playoffs. It is impossible. The only reason I can think that you are having this feeling is because you love LeBron. That's it. I don't see any other reason why anybody would be even a little bit higher on the Lakers. But you think that he's still going to take them to the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay. So why do you think so? And don't just say LeBron. Give me something.
Give you something other than LeBron?
Yes.
That's my only answer, LeBron James. What else do you want?
That is last 2 years, just the word LeBron James has not helped them get to the playoffs.
No, he went to the playoffs in 21.
Yeah, I mean, he went there, he got whooped and kicked out of there.
Yeah, but that team was AD, nothing. AD got injured right before the playoffs. They went against the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, but they were... Correct. But what from last year? Last year he was not injured for that long and all. You check I'm pretty sure the stats. He was not injured.
No,
he played a lot of the game.
But he got injured as they were ending the season.
Yeah, but they were not, even if he had played 100 games, they would not have been closer to getting to the playoffs. It's okay. So your only response is LeBron James. That's it. Why will the Lakers reach the playoffs? LeBron James. That's it.
If LeBron plays anywhere above 60 games, they're going to the playoffs.
Oh, all right. I'm clipping this one. I'm putting it out on the ground. This is I don't think the die-hard fans of Lakers also. I think you just haven't watched any Lakers game. That's why you have this sort of blind confidence.
I have watched two of the games. And I agree with you. I'm not even disagreeing with you that they're playing bad, but I just have too much confidence on LeBron, and I feel like he deserves that respect over the Sacramento Kings. Please.
Oh,
Stop.
hells to them. Oh, I don't think so, man. I really don't think the Sacramento Kings are as bad as the Lakers. That's my honest feeling.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they don't have LeBron.
They don't have LeBron, but they also have a lot of young players who know how to play with each
Hey,
other.
stop it. What young players? They have two good players, De'Aaron Fox and what's the other guy's name?
Demontis Sabonis.
That's it. Oh, they have a lot of young players.
Yeah, that is one more than what the Lakers have.
Stop it. And AD is not that bad. Like, AD will figure his thing out. Russell Westbrook is not that bad. They'll figure this shit out.
What? Okay. What do you mean by figuring it out? What do you mean by figuring it out?
I believe that if all the three players play 60 games out of 82 games, they are intelligent enough and have enough game experience that they will come together and win 35 to 40 games.
35 to 40 games is not going to get you into the playoffs.
Play in, fuck, I told you. Play in and
Not.
I told you
Okay.
this. I told you this. Play in.
Okay, sure. That's what I say. You are just having the hope that LeBron will figure it all out, and the AD will figure it all out, and Russ will figure it all out, and they'll all together figure it all out. And if they all play 60 plus games, they are going to the play-in and then to the playoffs. And after that, it doesn't matter. It's okay.
Doesn't matter. Then it's a shitty team anyway. You know it's a bad team.
Okay, then I'm done. I don't even see them winning 20 games, to be honest.
Okay, let's assume that. Okay, let's talk about the team itself and why the team is bad.
Okay.
Right. So the team is bad because LeBron and AD haven't played enough minutes on the team together. They haven't dominated the way they dominate, and they don't do defense because they're old and slow.
Old and slow. Correct. Exactly.
Right. So the defense sucks.
Yes.
The younger core is all new. Like there are
Yes.
no players from the old. So they are going to take. They just don't know where they stand. They're in awe of LeBron and AD and Westbrook. They're like, oh shit, who are all these fuckers? Like they're so awesome. So it's a new coach. Okay. It's not even a defensive coach. Some random dude. I don't know how they got this guy. From there they got this guy.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, he's played. I think he was with Cleveland for some time or something like that. That's how
he was with the Detroit Pistons also during the championship year.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Like,
I mean, he was there. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, he's not been a head coach, and so he's new in that sense. So, my point is all of this is new. You have to give 25, 30 games for all of this thing to ruminate, and then you have 50 games more after that. After 32 games, you have 50 games more. Yes. And even in that 50 games, if you split, go 500, you're still going to make 30 games.
25
games. Yeah, 25 plus 5. Total. So, my point is that this is the stuff people who have played in the league many times know that it's not it's the first 20, 25 games you're trying to figure out and trying to get your pieces together in a way where it makes sense to go on runs in the next 50 games. So till we don't see anything for the first I would say 30 games, it's very difficult. This is why I'm also I just feel I'm going to get out all my Warrior jokes as for the 30 games because I know that after 30 games they're going to start winning.
Let's talk about Sacramento Kings. Okay.
Sacramento, with all these amazing new players, young players, according to Ashwin says, there's no young players. Look at the freaking roster. There's nobody. Tell me which is this young player that you like?
All the players. I love the players. Okay. Harrison Barnes, De'Aaron Fox, Keegan Murray, Demontis Sabonis, Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk. That is the best 6-7 players that they have.
Yeah, of which Malik Monk was in the Lakers last
year. Yeah, but he was the only one who was scoring last year. They threw him out also, and now he's on the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, I mean,
my point is that they are not as bad as the Lakers. That's my main point, my only point. I don't want to say this that if you combine the All Stars that the Lakers have versus the All Stars that the Kings have, definitely Lakers will win. But team wise, I've seen I think one or two games only of the Kings, but it was really bad. But my point is that it's not as bad as the Lakers. Like the Lakers are much worse. That's all I have to say. I'm not even going to defend by saying that they have youth or this or that. It's just that the Lakers, every time they play, they just give the feeling that they're going to lose. That's all.
Okay,
That's
no, I
don't
disagree with that. Yeah.
But the Kings also, I think maybe like a 25-30 games season for them. Like they are not that much better unless Malik Monk goes on for a rant and Harrison Barnes. I mean, point-wise, though, nothing is the whatever De'Aaron Fox and Devonta Sabonis does. That's the only.
Listen to what you're saying. What you're saying is they're going to play unless Malik Monk goes on a run. It's like Malik Monk. I mean, if your savior of your season is Malik Monk has to go on a run.
The only reason the Lakers won 35 games last year is because Malik Monk suddenly used to go on these runs. Like I said, I don't want to say too much. Malik Monk greater than the Lakers. Lakers stink. And the Sacramento Kings stink just a little less.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So then who do you take? I think the Clippers are the next. With Kawhi out and Kawhi being like a total jerk. I don't know why. He has the opportunity to be like a top 20 player of all time.
Exactly.
And like, why is he robbing us from watching him play? God, I don't get it.
We love watching people who are, slow but quick. It's a great feeling to watch people who play defense on both, like defense on the side.
Like you can't stop him. It's just like he's just going to go where he wants to go. It's like kind of like Michael Jordan. Like Jordan goes where he wants to go and takes the shot he wants to take.
Yeah,
you just hope he misses.
Exactly, absolutely. Like the mid-range game is also sort of similar. Their mentality is sort of similar. Their intensity of defense on the other end is. Michael Jordan used to probably speak a lot more. Like Kawhi Leonard doesn't speak as much, but like
what is more intimidating? But what is more intimidating? A quiet assassin like Kawhi, or like a jawing guy?
Jawing guy. Jawing guy is really pissed me off. Like pissed me off because he's not just saying, he's doing it also.
Like Larry Bird.
Like I told you last time there was
Larry Bird's like trash talk stories are legendary.
Correct.
Better than Jordan's, I would say.
Yeah, Jordan's had a lot of like anger in it. Larry Bird's is like hilarious, like a roast sort of thing.
I'm gonna go here, I'll do this and then shoot.
Is this who you got?
2 times for the same.
I have a feeling that Jordan might have stolen some of the trash talking from Larry Bird. Like Jordan in college and all did not used to, do this.
He wasn't that good also, right?
I mean, he was pretty good. I guess he's not very good, and I guess in that Dean Smith thing, maybe he would not appreciate trash talking. But I have a feeling that, he might have picked up some things from Larry Bird, because Larry Bird would have definitely given some of it to Jordan. Like, you're too young, rookie. Get the hell out of here. My only point with the Clippers is I think they'll play very well. They'll win easily 40-45 games.
Very good team. Excellent team. Very well.
But absence of Kawhi Leonard is a tragic loss for the NBA viewers like us. Even if we are not like diehard supporters of the Clippers, we love watching Kawhi Leonard. But I think, like I said also in our Instagram thing last time, that watching John Wall play has been a breath of fresh air. Like a sort of older player coming and like doing his thing. It's great for me to watch. I didn't used to like the Clippers at all because Reggie Jackson is there and I hate Reggie Jackson. But Reggie Jackson has been playing as amazing as ever.
Why do you hate Reggie Jackson? Because of his
midfield.
Russell Westbrook?
No, not really. Because he thought at a point of time that he was better than Westbrook, which is not true at all. Like he's a little bitch. He left OKC thinking that he should be number 1 point guard. Anyway, beyond that. I think John Wall.
But hear me out. No, before you go. But I 100% believe that he and Kevin Durant would have made a better combination than Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant.
I don't think so. I remember I wrote a poetry about Reggie Jackson when he won the Game 5 against Grizzlies back in my poetry writing days on Facebook. Because there was no...
Well, we got to bring it out. We got to see it.
I'll put it... If I can find it, I'll put it up here somewhere. But we're not talking about the OKC right now. We will not go into that direction because that's a very deep direction. We're talking about the Clippers with Reggie Jackson, with Paul George, Zubac, Terrence Mann, John Wall,
Luke Kennard,
Marcus Morris, Luke Kennard, correct. Like all those are really,
Robert
really,
Covington,
really.
Norman Paul.
Norman Paul also, correct. Norman Paul. Like they've got so
Clippers
many.
team is very good.
Very stacked. I think it's almost stacked. Like if Leonard was there, it would be like too good. It's a great team to have. But they've not been playing to their potential. I really hate that like Leonard is not there. But in my opinion, I think they will do their thing. It's a really good team. But personally, watching John Wall play has been the best thing about watching the Clippers.
Just because John Wall viewed your story, my God. Shout out to John Wall for viewing our story.
Thank you, John Wall, for viewing our story. But it did not come from a place of like, John Wall will watch my story. But because the only good thing about watching that thing is the John Wall story. Because Marcus Morris has been doing the same thing as always.
So why don't you feel the same about Russell Westbrook? Why have you never felt that Russell Westbrook should play in his own in his
because he can't play that. Like there are. John Wall is not a MVP. John Wall is not like all NBA multiple times and all those accolades he doesn't have. Triple-double machine. Like John Wall at his peak played in Washington. Not really a great place to be at, but he landed Marcin Gortat a $80 million contract. Like he's never had this universal acclaim. So in his head, I don't think he feels that. I don't think in his head he feels that he's the be-all, end-all, like he can do whatever he wants.
No, but I'm talking about Westbrook. I'm talking about Westbrook before he was a triple-double machine, before he was MVP when he was playing with Durant.
No, I mean, Westbrook is very error-prone. He's too much, the brain part of it is a little bit slow. Like he does stupid things fast. So all of that IQ? Yeah, absolutely. Because he plays with a very one-track mind. Like I have to do this thing. I have to make sure that this happens. I mean, that's my point of view. The Clippers, like I said, very good team. They play very well within themselves. Probably should have been winning a little bit more, but I think by the end of the season, they'll be in that, like 5-6 sort of position in the West, getting into the playoffs. Okay, moving on to the second best team in the Pacific. The records will not suggest it, but we have hope in the Warriors, and we really don't want to get cancelled by the Warriors fans. Golden State Warriors, horrendous start to the season, but...
No, good start to the season.
Good start.
Horrendous, follow-up of that good start.
The moment they went on the road trip, I think it was a 0-6 road trip. They lost 6 consecutive games on the road. Right now they are 4-7 or something like that. Obviously not a great place to be at. But Steph has been doing everything. He's been playing like a man possessed. Second in points per game. Crazy shooting. All of that. But defensively, they have been terrible. Their second squad has not at all come up to that point. Jordan Poole has been regressing. Wiseman has not played. He's been sent back to the G League. Your come bucket, Mr. Kuminga, has not been able to do anything. So basically, the next generation of the Warriors have not been able to live up to the hype that, they themselves have generated. The Warriors PR has generated. Vineet, we have full faith that they will bounce back. This will not be like the Lakers sort of team. Because with this team, it's just like a couple of buckets and the game completely changes. So what do you think is going to be their main focus to try to, get back to this winning ways?
I think they should trade Draymond Green to the Detroit Pistons.
I think if he goes on the Pistons, then we are never going to talk about him.
No, or he can prove me wrong. I'm happy to be proven wrong, and I think that would be awesome. I think there maybe like a serious chemistry issue somewhere. I think that guys like Clay, Jordan Poole, all of the other guys rely on Draymond Green to get them the ball at this point.
Yeah.
Because my take is Draymond his mind is a little not in the game at this point because of whatever has happened.
Clay's also had a really rough start to the season. Like everybody except Steph has been sort of like, we'll take our time, sort of figure it out, and we'll get it. Because you can see that, like, if a team like the Warriors, the defending champion, loses to the Orlando Magic, that means that they're not taking the Magic very seriously. They're like, okay, they'll come, we'll do this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Their defensive possessions are completely out of sync. Draymond is not able to get those. Like, he's a little bit slower. So I think that's why we have the belief is that because they're running the plays correctly, but it's just there's a little bit of 1 second too late to pass the ball or 1 second late in rotating to your right man. which is that's the only thing that I've seen amongst the Warriors. Like apart from that, they are sort of playing the same way that they play all the time. So yeah, let's move on to the final team for today. This is the best team in the Western Conference. No, not the best team. I mean, the Utah Jazz are the best team, but we will talk about
and the Trailblazers.
And the Trailblazers. Phoenix Suns, same team as last time. Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, Cam Johnson, Cam Payne, Damian Lee is new, Torrey Craig, Landry Shamet. Otherwise, it's sort of the same team. They are number one in opponent, like they've held their opponents to the lowest score per game, points wise. But otherwise, it's sort of, like that. Usually, there's nothing much different about that. They are going to win a lot of games in the West against the regular season. Devin Booker has taken up more of the charge of scoring, even more now. 28 points per game, shooting at around 50%. From 3-point is shooting 40%. Assists at 5.5 per game. He's taken a little bit more load. I think last year smackdown by Dallas probably, and Luka probably gave him a little bit of we need to do these things. When they played again Luka this season, they whooped Luka. 3 quarters of Luka playing well, then the Suns sort of won it in the fourth quarter. I mean, they played pretty much the same way itself. Like they push the ball a lot, but the possessions wise, they're leading the league. Everything is sort of similar as last time. It's just a matter of they need some things to go their way, which is probably not facing Dallas in the playoffs. But in the regular season, I think they are as good a team as any. I think they will win. They are probably closer to the 45 to 50 easily. I think they will be right there.
No, I feel they're playing really well. I mean, everything was rock solid, and their team is also. I mean, but the only thing maybe I have issue with them is their team is they're only 6 players deep.
Landry Shamet is also not playing that much. I thought Damian Lee would be that person who just shoots.
No, I thought Darius Saric needs some more playing time, but they're not playing him as much as I thought.
Yeah,
I really like Darius Saric. He does a lot of things, and he's good on defense.
Tall also.
He does. He does his thing on offense. I don't know. I feel like Josh Okogie is also good. So they have good players, but they're not playing them as well. So if you look at I'm looking at their minutes distribution. They have 6 players that are playing 25 minutes and above, and then everybody else is 15, 10, that kind of stuff. So I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. They're not very deep, and that is what caused a lot of troubles against the Dallas thing, because they could not, the second unit which came in, which could not sustain anything at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care. All right. And we will catch you again. That is it for this episode. We've talked about the Southeast Division in the Eastern Conference and the Pacific Division in the Western Conference. Let us know what you feel, who your dark horses are, who your dark player horses are. Let us know in the comments what you feel. And, till then, like, share, subscribe, do all the jazz. And we'll catch us again for the next episode. Till then, Vineet, say bye-bye.